Hello, welcome to Laura's Paint and Bennies. I am Laura, and I have started work this week on Big Bad Dragon from Reaper's Bone 6. It's the anniversary dragon they had. My understanding it was going to be a Kickstarter exclusive, so I don't think you're going to see this in stores. It's got a nickname of Kyle. I just keep calling it the 30th anniversary dragon. Although I am already cooking up some names because I'm going to use it in a campaign. So it will have a name. And I am kind of going a little bit inspired by some artwork for uh, a kaiju dragon mixed with a T-Rex. So that's why you see some kind of greenish and brownish colors on my palette. I've gotten a couple layers of gray laid down on this guy. So now we can start kind of moving on up to some brighter colors. And I used Mountain Stone with a little bit of blue liner for that gray layer. To like two or three layers. They're very thin down. So and so you saw me just add in a little Mountain Stone in to the green. I already had like one drop, but I wanted it just a tiny bit darker. And that is the green is Pale Lichen. It's a really nice like grayed out green, which is why I'm using it for this, because we don't actually want it to look green, but I was kind of using Reaper's power palette. It's their online tool. You can basically break a picture down into the pixels, and if there is equivalent in Reaper Paints, you can click on the pixel and a suggestion of Reaper Paints will come up for that. It's nice just seeing it, broken down into the pixels and kind of give a good idea of like some mixtures of different colors to shoot for. And this grayed out brown is the Brine Wind brown. And then I added some pure white, but I think I need some more. I only added in a drop. So I wasn't sure how much is gonna affect. Here's that SKU. Brine Wind brown is the other one. So again, it's another grayed out color. And I'm gonna start on one side. That's why I've got all of these painted up. So now I'm at a spot where I'm gonna try and experiment with an idea or ideas on this. So we'll start with one side and see how it turns out. wait. In simple terms, I'm basically gonna try and do where, let me get the dragon back in the screen, where not necessarily alternate like every other little dot there. That's too tedious. I'm more of just gonna kind of just make sure there's dots of the greens and highlight it, and then similarly make sure there's dots of the browns and highlight it, but not on, I'm gonna try not do it on the same, you know, I guess scales or skin. So we'll see how it looks, how it turns out. Since I already have them on the side, I guess I'll start on this side. And I probably also will come back and do a little bit of green stuff. You can see right here on this side especially, got a little gap. Probably on this side a little bit too. Definitely seems to be worse on this side, but these were two pieces that were glued. All right, so may not do as much talking once I get started because I'll need to make sure that I'm not like completely forgetting my plan. So we'll start with the green. I guess I'm starting on top, not on a side. That's kind of how I started off doing the gray, though. I actually did this plus this side. And just because I'm kind of doing this more random slash just by eye, I probably have some areas where I'll overlap with both colors. I'm not worried about it. As long as everything ends up looking highlighted, that we don't end up with areas that aren't highlighted at all, I think it'll be fine. I am just gonna make these just green. These like gill fins things. Because I do think I will have some things definitely be actually green. Kind of thinking maybe for his underbelly, doing like a really dark deep green. We'll see. I think this color would be, I'm trying to think, so grayed out, so it's kind of hard to tell for sure, but I think it might be a bit bluish. I don't know. It is in a triad, and that I believe the other colors are more of a yellowish green because they're like olivey. This is like the highlight for that triad, I think. The head will actually be down like this. That's why I keep kind of turning it a little bit just to double check. Not highlighting areas that really shouldn't get highlighted. Right, now just to kind of bring in that lighter green, so I will kind of try to hit just the areas that I had already hit previously, or at least that look. Again, I don't think this is a kind of a, my idea I don't think is one that needs to be perfect, just so long as I make room for there to be some for the other color. Okay. Now for the browns. I might change some of this to like gums color, but for now I'm just focusing more on the scales, getting that all done and figured out, since that's a little bit more different. This is more of a different idea than what I've done before. So just focusing on this and making sure that it's gonna produce the effect that I want. And I'm okay if it's still, you know, I'm looking at the screen and I can see it still looks basically gray, but this is more of just making it look a little bit more complex of gray. Just kind of like that. What you would get with that T-Rex look. I can always do some glazing if I really want it to. If I decide later that I want it to pull more towards green or brown for that matter, since those colors are already being put in the base, in this, or not in the base, in the scales and whatnot. I probably wouldn't do the green that I use here because it's so grayed out that it probably wouldn't make it lean more towards green. I would have to get something different. Probably would ever end up using for uh, the belly. That final brown actually looks really good as just a really high highlight for the screen. So I'm taking it back over here on these tips over here. Hey there, Valendar. Yeah, it helps that I am going to be starting a campaign that I plan to use it for. Like, I already had a picture in my head of the, like, what it looked like, and this is like really close to kind of what I was picturing. Oh, yeah, that happens. It's probably my computer. It's like barely on par with what's recommended for streaming. The camera is brand new. Oh well. I plan to get, well, we're planning to, I think, use some of our tax refund money to get a new laptop for me. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know if I would have jumped in on this guy. Nope. I'm not really underpainting. I'm keeping him kind of more dark. Wasn't planning on adding any actual colors or anything other than some like tints of green and brown, which is, let's see. This this color right here actually is a grayed out green. It's a pale lichen. I'm kind of going off of some artwork for a kaiju dragon or dragon kaiju, whichever the. But then also mixing in inspiration from Tyrannosaurus Rex. Kaiju, yes. So it should still end up looking kind of grayed out, so to speak. I do not have my phone with me. Like, but yeah, here's the non-painted side yet. So, and I'm gonna do these horns different. I'll probably just do them like a typical like creamy off-white color of some sort. Maybe. This is also only gonna be like, this will be like my only my second really big dragon. I did a WizKid adult dragon last year, which this guy, I actually matched the wingspan the other night. The wings are about the same size as that one, but the body is just so much beefier. like the WizKids dragon. I was like very slender. I'm not super aware of what was all in the Bones 5. Is it supposed to be like an adult dragon? I think I fully jumped in on Reaper right at the tail end of like them fulfilling Bones 5.5 or something. Alrighty. I will say in person, you can see the green quite a bit more than how it's showing up on screen. Some of that's probably the black background. So I am liking how this is turning out, especially up here. It's the brown I'm actually thinking I might get a different brown. Just thinking at the moment. So I almost feel like I need a brown that's not grayed out actually. Second, I have the like mental image of like the T-Rex, and that is definitely, you can actually see the browns. At least the picture that I just kind of quickly pulled up. And with how this is turning out, I think I do want that. Just to be able to see like the speckles of brown. It's kind of a homebrew, not just kind of, it's a homebrew campaign. So I still need to figure out the stats and stuff for this. But I mean, I haven't even started the campaign, and I do not plan on them actually encountering Lake Bad. Other than if they try to storm the area, they'll basically get warned several times by so many people, like, you're gonna die if you go there. So I am having them start at level 1. So if they go there at level 1, They're definitely going to die. I will give, like I said, I'll have NPCs to warn them a bunch, but you can only do so much to get players to understand they're gonna die if they choose to ignore the warnings and whatnot. Just kind of trying to do a little bit of blending here. This isn't quite so stark. He's a big dragon, so he wouldn't have that strong of a shadow underneath, I don't think. I will say I'm a lot further along on the head than I thought I would be, because like I said, I've really only done one other dragon that's like anywhere near this big, so wasn't sure. And he was in various pieces, unlike the other dragon that I did, just like I think the base and the wings were the only thing that were separate. But like I said, this guy also has definitely got a beefier body than that one that I painted, which I like. I like this. I don't know. And like I said, it is very much what I had kind of been envisioning. Including it coming with a writer. The two combined. And yes, in my homebrew world, you can ride dragons. So that'll be another thing. I know I'm not the first one to come up with that and use D&D for that. It's getting a little bit messy down there. I'll have to bring the shadow color back in later. Kind of waiting to see if I need to figure out mechanics, like for just the big bad guy, or if my players are going to make characters that could also have the ability to ride dragons. It's certainly not something that is common or going to be easy to do, so I'm thinking either they've got to be a druid or a ranger or have some, like, be proficient in animal handling. Because I will still probably make dragons fairly intelligent. But they're also not very common. Keep an eye on time here. That's kind of fun. I mean, you can see how this is looking so much more greener. Kind of like that. Okay. Guess we could just go ahead and get a little bit of a start to this side before the stream is over. Probably just go ahead and do my green colors on this side, and then I'll some other time later when I come back to painting this, we'll look for a brown that's less grayed out. Since now that I'm seeing how things are turning out, that's kind of I think I do want to go that direction with the brown. I may actually have to end early, so I hear my toddler. And he is up rather early. We'll see if he goes back to sleep. Okay, I think I'm probably gonna stop there because he's not going back to sleep. I think that's a good place to stop. So we got the side all somewhat done. I think I need to still do some highlighting, some more highlighting here. I think on these little fins, and then gotta start on this side. So yeah, there we have. So Monday I will be back to doing the paint to sell mini. That's this guy. We'll get started painting some of the green stuff. So like these little similar bits that are like this, all curvy and stuff. I'm gonna paint like vines. And up here looks like there's leaves and stuff, so I'll paint like leaves, and maybe I'll do the same for these weird guys coming out. I was just painting them as green, so we have some more green on them. And I guess we got some more down here, little vinies. So yeah, that will be Monday's stream. So yeah, if you are around, come on back. And you can see me watch Mr. Tree. Yeah, about the same size actually, between the head. So I'll see y'all Monday, and hope y'all have a good weekend. Stay warm with all this cold weather.